I know there's a lot of content there, so there's probably a lot of questions, so fire away.
Yeah, it's just that decision you've got to make, right? It's hard to sort of shortcut volume, and then we've had it happen quite regularly when players get to 13, 14, and then they go, oh, now I want to be really serious about it. It's almost impossible to catch that volume up, because they're busier then than what they are now. And so it's not easy, but neither is being like really good at tennis. And so it's that decision you got to make. And we try and do the best we can with them on court, but you can't shortcut time. Three squads. Yeah, with this package. And what we're aiming at doing is having two squads, kind of typical squads, and then the third squad be more technical based, where we would do some video filming and doing things like that. So while privates are great, and it's something that should be included, we don't want that to be the key in what they're doing. So we'd rather them do three squads than two privates and a squad, to be honest. Because we feel we can get, at this age, I think we can get what we need to them in a squad, and it gives them a bit more time on court.
The specificity that private lessons bring, and more individualised programs bring, really don't need to happen until the kids are at an ITF level, in my opinion. And I see people do a lot of this sort of stuff. I've seen a lot of money get spent on private lessons, and the players be no better or not as good as players that have been doing slightly more volume and focusing on developing their skills. Because at the end of the day, it's a skill, it's a highly skilled game, and the fundamentals of everything we do is developing skills. Darren and I sat down and talked about the movement skills, all the different skills that are part of movement today, to try and put it down and embed that in what we do, so that we don't miss that development and connect that to what they're actually doing on the court, right? So skills are the other things, and technical skills are a part of that, but they don't need to be learned only in a private lesson.
Yeah, support skills, right, as well.
It's the other things that come with that, the decision making skills, a bit of pressure, the other things. So for us, we want this thing to be successful. We know if we do more of the same, that may not happen, right? So we want you guys, if this is what you want, and Mark and I have talked to a number of parents saying that they want their kids to be pretty successful at this game. All I can do is show you a pathway forward that is more likely to give you that outcome, or likely to give you that outcome, right? So that's why we've put this the way we have.
Yeah, and it's not going to be for everyone, and that's the thing, and everyone can continue doing exactly what you're doing. There's no pressure at all. It's just, in the past we've had very good results with packaging things up like this, and it sort of takes the thinking process out a little bit, and this is what I'm doing, and it's the sort of analogy Brimblecombe gave with the schooling, right? It's all packaged up, it's all one thing. You go to school, you know what you're getting.
And the next level up, where we start doing stuff for kids at a state level, that's a different package again that has all the needs for that group of players. You know, the next level up, which is the national level. But we'll do, I think one of the things that we want to stage this and not do everything at once and not do anything well. All right, so let's get this one in place and leave it there for 3 to 6 months, and then drop the next level in and get, try and get those things happening as some of these players are starting to transition through, that there is something there for them and for the next players that are sitting up the tree a little bit more. So, yeah. Yeah, so look, the holidays will be more competition based.
Yes, I know, yeah.
Right, and that'll be the challenge for you. Now, doesn't mean to say you can't get competition overseas where you're going, right? So if you're getting it, you're getting it. So for me, it doesn't matter, but there'll be a lot of. But again, it comes down to the planning and the programming. Like, you wouldn't go overseas every holidays, I would think, right? If you have one there, well, then we've got to make it up in the next one and do more tournaments in the next one, right? So that's why you have an annual plan, because then you can structure all the things in your life. I'll put out all the tournaments over the thing, and I'll come and sit down with you and say, and you'll go, well, Graeme, in June, July, we're away. We're not playing anything then. And I can go, okay, April and September, we've got to get more matches to your children at that point in time, right? So it's just structuring it out a bit, taking that time. Yeah, look, everybody's going to want to do it. I want to have my holidays too. So everybody wants to have their break, and we're particularly your ages, where your children are young. you want to have that family time with them too. So there's a balance required here, right? So, and we're talking about lower numbers for the younger age groups, right? When you get to 14 and 15, you're going to have to make some decisions, right? And the chances are, if your children are as good as I think they can be, they'll be on an ITF circuit, and that becomes part of your holiday while they're actually playing tennis, right? So there's other ways of doing this, and yeah.
Yeah, the school holidays are obviously a good time to get a lot of matches, a lot of tournaments, a lot of play.
Extra practice as well, extra training, because the kids aren't at school. So we like to use those times and work a little bit more. But we also want you to have balance in your life, because if all you do is this for 2 years, I can tell you now, the third year we won't see you. You'll go, this is too much. And that's not the idea of this. This is to have balance so that you're in it for longevity, and your child are improving and developing and growing with the sport. Right? So this is the key. It's not just, there's the balance that is needed. So if you decide to join the program, right, the package, well, I'll sit down with the parents and players and write up a weekly schedule and try and encourage you to connect with somebody else, come in and do a match play or some other things. See where the kids come in 15 or 20 minutes earlier before and go and hit some serves or whatever they might do. So we'll do that, and we'll also do an annual tournament plan, so you guys know what you're doing, and you can come back at a later date and say, hey, listen, we've got an overseas trip that has come up. We can't do these events. We need to make those tournaments up a little bit after that. How do we do that? Slot those in and make sure that you know what you're doing. Because like Mark said, it's pretty hard to play catch up once you miss things, right? So, but you can if you've planned in to make it to catch it up. But if you think it's going to happen down the track somewhere and it's not planned in, it won't happen. I've seen it way too often. Like I think that was my message at the start. It's really about commitment, right? Getting the children in, and it's not just the mums, it's not just the kids, it's the mums and dads who've got to get you here and planning and all the other things. And I'm sympathetic towards that. I understand that, but at the moment we've got a lot of kids and parents who I've spoken to who say they want to be really good at this game.
I guess it's reaching that outcome. Yes, being realistic. If this is your expectation, this is what we want, then these are some of the things that kind of, from our experience, has to happen.
Yeah. All good. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it. Hopefully I was helpful. And look forward to seeing you around the courts a bit more.